quarterback in the league. Oh, what a catch by Jay Nathaniel. That touchdown, Hurricanes!
Shooter take a shot deep. Open target. Her third from left to right. Sets up. Oh,
Down.
watch who he's going to set up. He's going to go for the. It fell from the sky into Aaron Ike's hand.
Live from Kansas City, it's time for the freshmen to take center stage. The North-South Newcomer Classic is about to kick off, and everyone is waiting to get a glimpse of the future stars of the CFSL. Hello, everyone. I'm Nate Murphy, and alongside me in the booth tonight is the one and only Mike Peters. And Mike, after two amazing All-Star games last night, I would expect us to see more of the same in this one.
Well, I would expect so, too. This series has been pretty back and forth in its history. North won 39-20 last season. South 24-17 2 seasons ago. They flip-flop back and forth. That, you would think, is going to say South's going to win. We'll see how it goes.
Well, South is going to get the ball first. I mean, we're going to see our first look at Sam Dobbins as the Michigan commit comes out and leads this group onto the field. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Shotgun, 3 to the top of the screen, and they're going to run the ball on 1st down, and Ike Porter goes nowhere but backwards. DJ Sutton with the tackle.
I feel like we've heard a guy named Porter quite a bit in this league. Coming from Wisconsin, we got another one out there making a name for himself, it looks like.
And he'll look to get rolling down in Sooner country. This one going to be thrown to the outside, a little wide receiver screen, Dakota Ali, but he goes nowhere too, and it's 3rd and long already for the South offense.
Well, the South starting a little bit like the West did last night in the North-South senior game. However, they came back to win that game with 6 seconds to go, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah, that was a crazy finish to that one. Hope nobody missed it. And in this one on 3rd and long, it's picked off, heading to the sideline, and North comes up with the first turnover of the ball game.
Damon Ike, the cornerback who signed with Michigan, jumps in front of that one, and Aaron Ike, the AD of Michigan, likes what he's seeing there, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Anytime you can get a big play from a freshman, you'll take it, and we're going to see him all night long tonight. And then real quick, John Lee, new follow, so we appreciate that. And now the North squad going to get the ball for the first time, and Toby Neer 1 yard on the first carry of the night.
I believe we pronounce it Knur. I know it's early in the season. Based off of what I've seen on LOI, I think it's Knur. We'll definitely work through this so early on, so we're learning all of the names. But Toby off to a good start, getting the first carry here, the Georgia commit.
And now back to throw is Albert, and he's going to fire that one over top of everybody. So he starts the night 0 for 1, and it's 3rd and long for the North team.
Jamar Carr, the brother of James Carr, who we saw last night, was the intended target there, but not tall enough to grab that one.
So now 3rd down and 9. Albert going to throw it again. He's going to take a shot towards the end zone. Open, man. And Jamar Carr able to haul that one in for a 39-yard touchdown.
Well, as I like to say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. They went for Carr last time, overthrew him. He beats the coverage again, and it's 6. And I have a feeling we're going to keep hearing the name Carr, even though he's playing a different position in the CFSL for the next few seasons.
And yeah, that name brings nightmares to some people, and it's going to continue to do so. And as you said, this time a different position. Jamar Carr, wide receiver, heading to Michigan, out of the state of Ohio. So Ohio State let that one get away, but we'll see him be making plays in the maize and blue for at least a couple seasons to come. And now we're going to kick this one back the other way, and South going to see what they can do on offense as they're going to start this one just short of the 25-yard line.
And Dakota Ali on the return there. So we're going to see him quite a bit. The Nashville, Tennessee native signed to Oklahoma State. We'll probably see him out there catching passes a little bit. I noticed that the grounds crew, I guess they hosted a Georgia State game recently, and they didn't get the end zones worked out there. We'll have to figure that out in seasons going forward. Maybe need a new grounds crew as that one's incomplete.
Yeah, Dobbins, a little play action pass through that one away. Yeah, we'll have to figure out the ground screw thing. Someone got a little bit confused on who was playing tonight, it looks like. So now 2nd down and 10. Another quick wide receiver screen. This one complete to Dakota Ali, and he's able to fall forward for a yard, but not much more.
Well, I didn't see who that was chasing him down. I think it was Cholakovich. We saw a quarterback named Cholakovich. Now we got a safety out there making big plays for us in the 3rd down.
So now 4 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 up top, and under pressure is Dobbins, and he's hit hard as he lets it go.
Well, once again, the South struggling on offense, very reminiscent of the West seniors last night, so they'll have to get things figured out, and they're going to have to punt it away here. Another opportunity for the North to add to the lead.
It took West about 3.5 quarters to get things figured out on offense last night, but when they did, they caught lightning in a bottle. And we'll see if McCade Albert can catch lightning in a bottle again. We saw the 39-yard touchdown pass on the last drive. Starting this one on his own 44-yard line out of the shotgun. Going to throw it again. Comes underneath, near side, complete to Blake Xander Martell for 3 yards.
Well, Xander Martell, another Michigan commit, coming up with the catch. Only a short gain, though. I'm sure they're looking to Carr. He's at the top of the screen. See if he can get another one.
And 2-by-2 set here for North, and they are going to go that way, and it's picked off. It's going the other way. It'll be a foot race. Can he get to the end zone? Breaks one, and he will score. This will be a South defensive touchdown.
Captain Carter, the Georgia commit, picks that one off and takes it to the house. Georgia, who is special to me this season, making a little bit of a name for themselves so far early on in this one.
A big play there from the Georgia commit, and looks good for that team from the South, and I'll get a chance to see them this year as well for the first time. I'll look forward to that. And I hope I don't see too many of those plays when the Bulldogs meet the Mountaineers this season.
Well, fun stat for you. Georgia actually went into the North and stole 4 recruits out of the North. All said Southern team stole 9 recruits out of the North in recruiting. On the flip side, the Northern team stole 8 recruits out of the South. So pretty balanced, but Georgia definitely the big winner there.
And now North going to get the football as Tyson Steele brings it out, and we'll see if McCade Albert can shake off that first interception.
Well, Tyson Steele, another one of those Georgia commits to come out of the North, and nice return.
And they're going to go back to the bubble screen. So after throwing a pick on the bubble screen, they go to Ken Dixon the third. He gets 2 on this one, bringing up a 2nd down and 8.
Well, Kate Albert is going to have to get his mind right, even though he is playing in the MAC and he's got a few weeks before MAC action kicks off. He definitely wants to get it dialed in, because you don't want to be throwing pick sixes to your opponents in the MAC.
Not at all. The MAC should be a very competitive league starting week 3, as you mentioned. And now they're going to go in motion, a little RPO, and this one complete over the middle. A lot of room to work for Perry Pushkarov. Wow, thank you. I didn't brush up on my Russian before this one. But it's a big game for the North offense.
Yeah, I don't know about a flying platypus out there in his names. I think he's pushing the line on what's acceptable for us in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I should have studied that one a little bit harder. I looked at it a couple times, thought I had it, and once it pops up on the screen, it's always difficult to figure it out on the fly. Here's a little speed option look, and a good job here by Kinnear. 13 yards and a first down for the North.
I did not see the roast of viewer. Bad thing is it's a dealer choice. So now I got to try to figure out who we're going to go after in here. Go for it.
Sorry, you had me off guard there. Ken Dixon III had the South defense off guard there as a wide open receiver downfield, and Albert hits him on the run there.
I guess since I see Carr on here, we'll go after Carr. I'm surprised that Carr hasn't found more children to populate teams this season. It seems like every season a new 1 or 2 pops up, and I guess they maybe tied the knot, so to speak, and there's no more new kids coming.
This one's thrown away. Now the entire Michigan roster, I believe, is Carr family, outside of that ginger Matt who oh, I'm sorry, he was on Michigan. He left Michigan and then
They ran him out of town is what happened.
Which that's probably better for everybody. Here's a little triple option look, and this one brought down to the 1 yard line. Toby Kinnear, another big run. It'll be 3rd and 1 now for the North.
I guess technically they can get a first down with get out in the end zone, but I'd like to see them try that.
I mean, I've seen weirder things happen here, but they're going to go power offense, and it's not going to matter. No first down, no touchdown. Josiah Henry gets his first touch of the night, and he goes backwards. Candace Navarro with the tackle.
Well, they take Kinnear out, and they put in Josiah Henry. He's not able to pound it in, but they're going to go for it here on 4th and 1.
Being aggressive here early on, play fake, and he could just fall into the end zone. Instead, he's going to throw it, and incomplete, as Albert could have walked that one in, chose to throw it, and North turns it over on downs.
Well, that's what you call a pocket passer, when he refuses to leave the pocket passer to get a touchdown, instead wants to throw it. I don't know if that's going to work out so well for him on the season, but at least, I guess, Toledo, you know what you got, a guy that's going to stand in the pocket.
Yeah, I mean, it might work out for you from time to time, but that one, he passed up 6 points, being too stubborn to run the football there. Now under center, goal line set here for the South, and they're going to run the football here. And that's Ike Porter. He's got 4 yards. That'll bring him back over the positive rushing mark now, as he's got 1 on 2 carries.
Nice little stiff arm there for the Oklahoma commit. Oklahoma going into the state of Florida and pulling Ike Porter.
And a good steal there if he plays anything like that beast of a defensive tackle. And he's got it now on the screenplay. He's got 9 yards on that catch. And South does successfully get out of the shadow of their own goalposts.
I just want to know how Ike wound up so much smaller than Amon. Ike looks like Maurice Jones-Drew out there, kind of thick back. Amon Porter looked like he swallowed half the stadium on his way in.
Well, I figure Amon beat him to the dinner table a few times and then stole his meal a few times after that. As Bruce Robertson gets his first catch of the ball game, 16 yards and a first down.
Gates gifting some subs. We appreciate you, Gates. As a nice little conversion there, finding Bruce Robertson, the Clemson commit out of South Carolina.
And so now South moving the football as I butcher another name. I really got to work on that here, these freshmen. At least I got some time to get them right now.
Still technically the preseason.
Yeah, it's preseason for us too up here in the booth, I guess. And this is a read option, and a good read there from Sam Dobbins, 9 yards. It'll set up a 2nd and short.
Well, Michigan definitely wants to see some positivity, or positive plays, I guess is the better way to say it, out of Dobbins. They like to get him some momentum. Of course, they got a couple weeks before the first game, but if you can show out well in this game, odds are you're going to start the season a little bit better.
And RPO there, Dobbins incomplete. And yes, 14R Davis. Dobbins does have a neck roll. One of the few quarterbacks, I believe, that's rocked the neck roll here in the CFSL.
I don't know if that's going to work out for him when he's trying to look downfield.
Well, we'll see. You're probably right. But he's able to find Ike Porter on that one. Good for 8 and a first down, and the South keeps moving the football.
Destiny Bus, the female out there on the north side, showing some power and laying him out with a big hit.
Run over by a bus. I'm sure we'll say that one a few times this season. Bad punt incoming, and this is a touchdown incoming. The South has taken this one 98 yards, and Damian Jones ends it with a touchdown.
Damian Jones and a trilogy of Jones. Hopefully I don't screw his name up like I did the last one, but the Oklahoma commit wide open there on the outside, beating Jake Rice toward the sideline and to the end zone, and the South with the lead here late in the first quarter.
Yeah, good drive there. They get the turnover on downs down around the 1 yard line and then march all the way downfield. Dobbins hits his man in stride on that one. Big drive, and now Mike North got to figure out a way to get some momentum going. They got to kind of turn themselves around. They had the pick six the drive before and then turned it over on downs last drive.
Well, again, in this league, anything can happen. We've seen 18, 19-point leads erased in 2 minutes before. So you can't get too down on yourself too early, and especially with a guy like Jamar Carr out there, anything is possible, I think.
Well, we'll see if Albert can find Jamar Carr or one of his other big play receivers. A lot of options here in an all-star game, so we'll see what direction they go here. They're going to run bubble screen. And it's Ken Dixon, the third, 4 yards on that one.
Yeah, just a nice little constraint play, trying to go to the outside, spread out this defense a little bit. We'll see if they try to take a shot deep or run it up the middle. Typically what you're looking for when you run those little constraint plays on the outside.
So now 2-by-2 set out of the shotgun. Read option look here for Albert, and he's got room to work. Gets it across the 40. McCade Albert, 11 yards and a first down.
Well, maybe that's going to be the trick for Albert as he gets going in Toledo, is running that read option, get him going a little bit, get that heart rate pumping, and then maybe he'll settle down.
Now they're going to do it again, go the other direction. Has almost as much success. 7 yards on that first down carry. It'll be second and short.
Kind of makes me feel like Jason Lemmy out there at Auburn last year running that read option, as he's got a couple of nice runs.
Now Lemmy ran that to near perfection last season. It seemed like every time you turned around, he was running towards the end zone. This one knocked away late. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, that was Blake Xander Martell, the intended receiver. Justin Brown, the linebacker, in there to provide the coverage.
So now 3rd and 3. 3 to the top of the screen. They're going to go across the middle. Breaking a tackle is Ken Dixon, the third. He's got 8 yards and another first down.
Dixon out of Pontiac, Michigan, the Kentucky signee, is having himself a nice end of this quarter as he's becoming the go-to guy.
And silent takedown 100 bits, and we got a hype train incoming, and this one knocked away by Rocco Britt, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
We completed level 6 of the hype train last night, which was awesome. We appreciate you guys. If you guys want to try that again tonight, hey, you know what? We're here for it.
Yeah, we certainly won't stop you, as we're already into level 3 here. And this one overthrown, and it looks like Candace Navarro kind of in the area, but a misfire that time by Albert.
Aaron Ike with 100-bit cheer. We appreciate you. BTP Basketball, first-time chatter. Welcome.
And now Albert taking a shot again, overthrows absolutely everybody. Captain Carter in the vicinity for the South, and it's incomplete in 4th and 10. North going to have to punt this one away.
Tyson Steele, the intended receiver there, but Albert wasn't able to hit him for another big play, so now they're going to have to punt it away, and we'll see what the South offense can do.
And it looks like they're going to have a little bit better field position than they did to start the last drive, as this one bounces into the end zone. So South 80 yards away from the end zone here, and there you see their play calling. No real surprise, not very balanced. 10 passing plays, 3 running plays.
Well, they only have a little over 90 yards of offense, so getting 80 on this drive, I would bet the under.
Well, they did take it 98 on the last drive, so we'll see what they do here. They're going to go underneath, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Dave Axis, just couldn't hang on to it.
Well, it's kind of cold here, 33 degrees. You can see the breath coming out of the players there. So, holding on to the ball might be a little tricky tonight.
And up, the hype train is still rolling. A speed option look, late pitch, good pitch. And this is Axis making up for the drop here, goes 25 yards and gets a first down.
Dave Axis, a wide receiver, but they use him there on the option. A great late pitch there by Sam Dobbins. Axis able to make some room on the outside before he gets wrestled down. And a big play there for the South.
And now they'll look to repeat on that. And TD guys, new follow. We appreciate that. We're up to 2,971 followers here on the channel. We appreciate all of them. And Bruce Roberson, 3 yards on that catch. It'll be 2nd and 7.
I remember we hit 2,600 just like a season or two ago, and now we're almost at 3,000. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I think I was on the call when we hit one of those numbers, and it doesn't seem like that long ago. So it's great to see the incoming followers continuing to roll in. And Ike Porter tried to take that screen pass, but got nowhere with it. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Well, they're right here at midfield. It's an opportunity to go for it if you don't get it. We'll see how aggressive Nittany Pete wants to be here.
Just need to get half of it here to maybe set that up. And again, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. So it will be decision time for the South as it's 4th and 6, and they'll punt it away.
So fun stat here with the South up 14-7 here in the first quarter. Even though this series is tied at 2-2, the South is 2-0 when they score at least 24. So something to keep an eye on there. Can they get 10 more points? It's almost a guaranteed victory if they do.
And I'd be willing to bet that they score at least 10 more points at some point here with just over 3 quarters left in this one. These games, even with all the great defenses or defenders on the field, tend to be high scoring at times, and McCade Albert wishes he had about 2 more seconds on that play as he was hammered as he let it go.
Well, Dylan Prater, the North Carolina commit, gets the pressure on there. Defensive tackle playing defensive end and provides the pressure.
Yeah, that's the other great thing about these all-star games, some people playing a little bit out of position. As Kinnear, no room to work. Candace Navarro comes in and gets her second tackle for loss tonight.
Well, talking about people playing out of position, we got a quarterback playing out of position. Avery Ware, you'll see him, number 1, playing safety for the South. Keep an eye out for him. See if he's got some skills, the quarterback playing safety.
Now, 3rd down and 12. Albert going to have to dump it underneath. Good coverage downfield. And Kinnear gets it for 4, but well short of the first down. North going to have to punt it right back.
30 seconds to complete the level 3 hype train as Rev the Butcher with the 100-bit cheer.
101. He slipped one in on us there. He sticks the single. Yeah. So punting it away, muffed and just falling right on top of it. Still had plenty of room to work. But just doing the safe thing and falling down on that was Benny Trill, and usually shorthanded. We saw him in the Army-Navy game last night make some big plays.
Well, and Benny Trill related to Vinny Trill, who was the standout kick returner / running back, wide receiver, quarterback for Oklahoma last year.
And a big play here for Roberson. He bounces off a defender and gets near the first down marker, and that's how the first quarter will end. A lot of fireworks early on. It's 14-7 South. You're watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports right here on Twitch. And welcome back to Kansas City. It's South with the football at the midfield stripe. 2nd down and 1, and they're going to go screen to Porter and nowhere to go. He's going to lose 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, you know what? I like they ran it on 2nd down instead of 3rd down there. They tried to catch him slipping, maybe trying to think that there's a run coming up the middle. Didn't work out for them. They lose 5 yards, but they still have another play. Now let's just hope they don't run it again.
And we've seen teams double up on the screen before, usually on 3rd and 4th down, and it doesn't work. I'm with you. Hopefully they don't go screenplay again. They won't. Straight drop back pass. This one's picked off. What an interception. Leaping up out of nowhere to make that play, and it's going the other direction.
DJ Sutton in the middle, just ball hawk in the middle of the field there. Jumps up, shows his ups. I bet he can dunk. If I had to bet, I'm going to bet the over on that one. The Oregon commit coming up with a big play, and you got to think Convict's happy seeing that.
Absolutely, and there was a man open. Dobbins had a guy in the next level, but Sutton not letting that ball get to him. And now they're going to go draw play, and a good run here from Kinnear, 5 yards, and it'll set up a 2nd and 5.
You know, it's interesting. They got Kinnear back in there. They used Josiah Henry on that 3rd and 1 from the goal line. He didn't get in, and we haven't seen him since.
And there might be a reason for that. Can't pick up 1 yard. Maybe they're not going to keep handing you the ball, although I'd bet they'll give it to him at some point. And this time, Albert, good scramble, and then slides down just short of the first down.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit conservative there. I'm pretty sure he could have got the first, but he chose to play it safe. And so now they got a crucial 3rd and 1.
And now they got the fully loaded pistol here. They're going to go triple option. And Albert has nowhere to go with that football. And there's Avery Ware. You mentioned wondering if he could make a play in the secondary. Instead, he comes up and makes a big hit in the backfield.
Well, we were talking about shutting down the read option before the game, and, well, they didn't not only shut down the read option, they shut down the triple option because he had an opportunity. But when you got 2 guys coming at you, taking your lanes away, you got to just hold on to the ball and take the sack.
And that's exactly what he did. And this one goes in and out of the back of the end zone there. So South getting the ball back at the 20, a chance to go extend their lead here, up 14-7, 7:38 to go here in the first half. Dobbins in the shotgun, and he's going to hand it off to Porter, and Porter's got some running room for the first time tonight, and that's an 11-yard pickup of first down.
I hate to tell everybody in the Big Ten, but I feel that Ike Porter is going to be a little bit of a problem for everybody playing Oklahoma this season.
Yeah, another Porter just terrorizing the Big Ten, and this time he'll be terrorizing Big Ten offense or defenses. And you're right, he's going to run over a lot of people in this league, and there's somebody getting run over. Dobbins with a little stiff arm there and a lot of work to get 3 yards.
Ava Cowden getting in on the tackle, a defensive tackle, chasing him down from behind for her first tackle.
So now 2-by-2 set, 2nd down and 7. Dobbins going to go underneath the Porter. Porter showing some good hands there. Had to turn around to make that catch. Just short of the first down, though.
Well, I think I'm going to have to throw a flag here. Not on the play, but just the fact that when Wisconsin played, all we saw in defense was Porter. And now the South, all we're seeing is Porter in offense. I don't know if I like this.
I'm with you. I don't like it much either, and neither does the North offense right now, or the North defense, I should say. And Sam Dobbins giving him some more headaches as he rushes again. 3 carries, 26 yards for Dobbins.
Well, I guess if you're going to wear a neck roll, running the read option is probably the way you want to go at quarterback.
Well, I'm surprised we're not going to see them running the triple option offenses out there with that running on. But Damian Jones, 16 yards and a first down on his second catch.
Well, it's a nice throw and a nice catch. He spins off with the tackle, gets some extra yards there. And the South right now just looking a little bit more efficient and a little bit more of a well-oiled machine, as we saw Draymond Shakur just a little late trying to get the sack.
And good job just forcing him out of bounds. Nathan Kinnear, he's going to Georgia. He makes the play there, pushing Jones out of bounds, making sure he doesn't get any further. And now back to throw again is Dobbins over the middle, and a good throw right on the money to Dakota Ali, and 14 more yards for the South offense.
Dakota Ali, we've seen him a couple of times join the defending champion Oklahoma State Cowboys, looking to help them repeat this season.
So now back to the ground game. Porter looking for a lane, can't find anything, fights hard to get the 2 yards, and that's it.
Well, one thing we're going to find out about Ike Porter in this game is what kind of gas tank he's got, because he's getting used a lot, and will that come into play late in this game?
Plenty of options in the backfield if that does come down to it. And wide open, Dave Axis holds on to that one. We saw him drop one earlier, so that's his first catch of the ball game, good for 13.
And Jake Rice in on the tackle there, making the play, and now they got a big 1st and goal here from the 1.
Going to spread them out, 4 receivers set, and they're going to go read option. They don't hand it to Porter. Dobbins takes care of it himself, and South goes up by 2 scores.
Well, nice little read option. Dobbins with the neck roll, puts his head down, absorbs the punishment, and gets the touchdown. And now the South going to go 21 here and 3 points away from the magic number for beating the North, although it's a small sample size of 4.
Well, it's still a pattern, so we'll ride with it as long as we can. And the North defense now, if they know that number, they're going to have to buckle down and make sure they don't give up anything else the rest of the way. But they also need their offense to get rolling again. And Albert got to calm down and get back to where he was in that first drive.
Well, I think that's the key word, calm down. Just take a breath, go slow. You're going to come out passing, just a short completion to get you started.
And going to the corner route, Jamar Carr, and that's a good way to get it started. 17 yards, and a good job getting the foot down in bounds.
Well, as I said, when in doubt, corner route, complete it to Carr, just exactly as I said right before the play, right?
Right, just the way you drew it up, Mike. And it's always a good idea to throw it to somebody named Carr. I mean, they know what to do with the ball in their hand. And a big first down to start the drive, and they're going to go 5 wide again. This time they're going to spread it all the way out across the field. And Albert, he's going to tuck it and run. He's got a lane and doesn't slide this time and takes a little bit of a pounding for it, but picks up 9 yards.
I might be slightly off on this, but I'm pretty sure Carr's got more kids than teams in the CFSL.
I mean, I cannot confirm nor deny, but I would not be surprised. As many as we've seen on rosters here in the last few seasons. And Albert going to take off again, and McCade Albert another 5 yards and a first down.
Well, he's a little slow getting up, too. He's not the biggest of guys back there, but he's taking a little hit. Got to be a little careful there. You don't want to get too banged up, especially when you're down 14.
Yeah, the Hastings, Nebraska native, he's farm tough. He'll be all right. And, wow, hopefully Jamar Carr is farm tough as he is run over, turned inside out, but picks up the first down.
Jamar Carr looks like he's taken a couple needles in his behind before. I think he'll be okay.
Well, he's up and he's out there again. They're going to throw it on the bubble screen. And a good job, Jessica Stevens picking up 8 on the bubble screen and her first catch of the night.
Oh, and another female out there showing out with a nice 8-yard catch. Albert starting to try to get a little momentum going here.
Now he's kind of found a little bit of a rhythm here on this drive, and including with his feet finding holes to run through. And this one dumped underneath and complete. And Blake Xander Martell with the catch there, his second.
Well, one thing I do like of what Albert's doing, they're spreading the ball around. We've seen 5 different receivers catching passes so far.
And now they're going to bring a man in motion. They're going to fake it to him. And Albert, no room to work this time as he is slammed to the turf hard by Navarro.
Candace Navarro taking over for Jessica Navarro. And she comes up with a nice play there. The Miami commitment showing that she can shut down the read option.
Yeah, she was there in a hurry. Gave Albert absolutely no room to work. And, that's bad news for anyone thinking to run the read option against her. And Kinnear, a good job hurdling the first man, but takes a big hit and picks up only a yard there.
Well, I believe we saw somebody in the Army-Navy game last night hurdle air. Well, this time Kinnear at least hurdles another player.
I mean, and it was a defender, so it's good to see that the offensive line getting a good pancake block in there. And now going to throw it on 3rd and 13, dumped underneath, complete, fighting for extra yards. His Carr going to come up a couple yards short of the first down, though.
I don't hate that play. If you're going to go to somebody underneath and let him try to pick it up, Carr has shown that he's got some nice athleticism. We're seeing Blue Cush here. The coach at Oklahoma State not afraid to go for it on 4th down.
Didn't get it the last time. Can they make a play here? They will, as Martell makes the catch short of the first down, but is able to turn it up, get to the marker, and it's 1st and goal north.
Yeah, Martell doing a good job there. They saw numbers out there, got a good block in front of them. Can't rule out that block playing a big role in that. Now they got an opportunity to cut this to 7.
5 wide receivers set here from the 5-yard line. And going to run it is Albert. Can he get to the edge? Does make one man miss, but is taken down hard at the 2-yard line.
Justin Brown coming up, making the big hit there. But Albert almost getting into the end zone there. You see Reggie Williams just missing on the tackle. 2nd and goal. Big opportunity here for the North.
Now, will they bring in the big boys, or are they going to keep spreading them out? And they're going to spread them out. 4 receivers, top of the screen. Martell, the lone man, to the bottom. And it's going to be quarterback draw, and Albert is going to walk it into the end zone for a North touchdown.
Well, you like to see Albert struggled a little bit on the previous few drives, puts this drive kind of on his back, using the run game, goes to himself a couple of times late in that one, able to punch it in. And now we got a 1-score game here with 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
A couple of those runs, not designed runs. He made the right decision, tucked it, run, and then finishes this drive off. And wow, I don't know who that kicker is, but let's hope he's okay. He was just taken out by about 3 people.
Well, if only we could get a roughing the kicker call in this league. I've had many meetings with our officials, and they just refuse to call it.
They're under the impression that kickers aren't football players and that they need to toughen up a little bit, and it's okay.
Well, let's be honest. Ginger Matt was a kicker, so can you really blame him?
No, I mean, in fact, they used to just line people up and let them hit Ginger Matt, I believe. That's probably why he missed so many. His brain's probably a little scrambled.
I think it was scrambled before that.
Fair assessment. And as the North defense starting off good there, as Sam Dobbins trying to force one in, it's knocked away. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Destiny Buss playing good coverage there, jumping up. Also could play wide receiver, playing outside linebacker in this game.
And Logan, I'm with you. Hashtag for the brand. And Dobbins trying to get the running game going. He picks up 5, trying to tell Albert, anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, we'll see. He's going to have to move it all the way down the field, and now under 2 minutes to go, he's going to have to put the ball in the air.
So 3rd and 5, and they will drop back to throw it here out of the pistol set. He's got a man open, complete. Good job putting that one right on the money. And Dakota Ali, a big catch for a first down.
Wide open, nice throw there. Dobbins delivers a dime, and a good job creating space there, beating the press, and goes up and gets it. Nice reaction there for DJ Sutton to go over and make the tackle.
So now inside the 45 of the North, and South going to spread it out. 5 receivers in the set, 3 of them bunched here at the bottom of the screen, tight to the formation. And they come back across the middle. It's Ali again. 10 yards, give them a first down. South keeps moving the football.
Well, they say that this game is a game of streaks, so to speak. We see teams go up 14-0, and then teams go on 21-point, 25-point, 28-point runs. Where right now, Dakota Ali is on a little bit of a run himself.
And now they're going to go to the bottom of the formation to Delmas Williams, give him only a yard, and South will use a timeout.
The Delmas, first time we've seen him, I believe, the Georgia native committed to Miami in the offseason.
So Georgia let one get away there as the Hurricanes a good pickup. And this one back across the middle, Dave Axis, 9 yards and another catch for him, his second on the night.
And they're starting to work him back into the offense after that early drop. He's got a couple of catches now and a couple of first downs.
So now 4 wide receiver set. We're about to hit a minute to go here in the first half. Screen play, and that one nearly went the other direction.
Harry Coggins plugging up the defensive line. He's plugging up passing lanes on that one. Gets his hands on it. The Illinois commit.
And now 2nd down and 10. Going to go back to the screen game, and this time it's going to work out a little bit better for him. Ike Porter gets 4 yards, 3rd and 6, and another timeout for the South.
Well, I like what Nittany Pete's figured out here. If you're going to run halfback screens, do it on 2nd down, not 3rd down, and it seems to be working for him.
Well, they're going to try
Spoke
it again.
too soon.
The 3rd screen in a row, and this time I just thrown into the feet of the intended receiver, and now South will have to kick a field goal.
I take back all the good things I just said about you, Nittany Pete.
Yeah, and it was only 1, so, I mean, that turned around quickly.
Well, you know, I can go from hot to cold very quickly.
So South puts another field goal on the board. 54 seconds to go here in the first half. And North down 10, all 3 timeouts. Plenty of time here if McCade Albert can get rolling again. He had a big hand in the last drive running the football as Steele, a good return there.
Well, I don't think he's going to be able to run it much here. He's going to have to look for his receivers. Obviously, Jamar Carr already has a big touchdown. Martell and Steele are guys you want to keep your eye on as well.
So they go 5 wide, and they will throw here on first down, but Albert again going to take off. And this time he's caught from behind after a gain of only 1.
Well, we saw Reggie Williams try to wrangle him down at the goal line last time he missed. This time he's able to make the tackle after a gain of 1.
Williams, the Florida State commit, a good tackle there again in the open field. So now pistols set here for Albert and the North, and it looks like they're just going to let this thing run down. And we will be taking this thing to halftime unless there's a huge play here. The South with a 10-point lead.
I get it to a degree, but the South only has 1 timeout. You could run a play, see if you use the timeout, then maybe go for it. I don't know. Conservative.
Oh, they're going to take a shot, and that one nearly picked off, and Brandon Oliver had his hands on it trying to get it back the other way.
Well, I hate to tell Eastern Michigan, Brandon Oliver signed as a wide receiver, but playing corner in this game, him dropping that pass, not a good sign.
Yeah, that's probably bad news. He's going to have a couple of weeks to work with the jugs machine there to try and get things fixed in that department, and Kinnear can't get anything going, and now we'll see if the South can break one on special teams.
Well, strangely timed that they're going to get this punt off, but only gets back to the midfield, and we got a good game here going into the half.
Absolutely. It is a 10-point game. South is at that 24-point mark. We'll see if their streak holds up there. 24-10, South over the North here. It's been quite the interesting first half. We've seen some big plays. We've seen a couple of plays from the defense. Mike, talk us through the half.
I mean, really, you saw the early strike from the North, but then the South just kind of rebounded. You know, Captain Carter getting the pick 6, that was big. And then everything kind of switched, went to the South's way, but the North pushing a little bit late in that half. It's a 10-point game, still close enough. I suspect it's going to be a good one all the way to the end. You guys stick around. Don't go anywhere because you never know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, if anybody tuned out last night, they missed a bunch of fireworks at the end. West pretty much winning it on a walk-off. North looking to have the same kind of magic. You see statistically really not all that far off. South turned it over a couple of times. It's helped keep North in it. The big pick 6 really the difference in the game right now. North a little control here in the time of possession.
And we got a prediction up as well as we reach halftime. We're halfway through this game. Obviously, I think if you're a betting man, the South is the smart play. But depending upon how many people take the South, maybe you want to take the North and see if you can win some channel points, buy some CFSL swag. We got hats and T-shirts. And if you save up enough, you can even get your own custom archetype.
Well, I can tell you firsthand, the swag is some nice stuff. I've got a PX1 shirt, a polo, CFSL polo. So some good stuff there. And hopefully I don't lose a bunch of channel points this season. I'd like to build up and maybe get that archetype before it's time to build my next player. North trying to get something going here to start the half, and Knurr 5 yards to start things out. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Well, Knurr a little slow getting started here. The Georgia commit, as we talked about, he's doing okay, but I think we got to see more explosiveness out of this offense if they want to win.
And bubble screen going back the other way, and will this be another pick six? It will be. The South's defense strikes again.
Well, I would like to say that Texas is happy seeing Ware get the pick six, but he's a quarterback. They signed him to play quarterback, and he's so athletic. He can play safety also. He can pick the ball off and run it in for touchdowns. Boy, what an athlete Texas signed in this offseason.
Yeah, they don't want to see Ware involved in too many pick sixes when the season starts, but I'm sure they won't complain about seeing that. A great play by Avery Ware. Kind of split a couple of players there, jumped in front, got the ball in his hands, and he knew what to do with it. So that's exciting for the Texas team. They know that their quarterback knows how to find the paint.
Well, now they're down 17. It's a much bigger deficit. You got to be a little bit smarter about it. But again, I don't think it changes things a whole lot, although you might want to look for more big plays than you might have a couple plays ago.
Now we'll see if they open things up and throw it downfield, maybe take that wide receiver screen out of the playbook for the rest of the ball game. False start, not a good way to start this drive. So backed up now inside their own 20, 1st and 15. McCade Albert got to shake off another pick six, and they're going the same direction and nearly the same outcome. Is Steele able to get his hands on that one? Doesn't gain anything though. One
thing you see with freshman quarterbacks in this league is the inability to learn quickly. They often go back to the same play that they just got themselves in trouble on, and another one.
And now he's playing with fire. And that might be the other thing. You get a freshman quarterback out there down 17. He knows they're going to need some big plays. Now he might start taking some chances he doesn't need to yet. So it's 3rd and 15, 2-by-2 set. They're going to throw it underneath. It will be completed to Martell, but well short of the first down as he falls out of bounds. 4th and 8, and North will punt it away.
I don't know that the play calling helped a whole lot there, but then the decision making's a little questionable there. You try to take a shot, had an opportunity there, almost get it picked, then you only go halfway towards the first down marker. Just not a great couple of series there for McCade Albert.
Now, not the way that North wanted to start the second half. They came out with the football, turned it over with a pick six, now punted away after a 3 and out, and South can really start to put this one away with a good drive here. Complete and a good run and catch by Dave Axis there. 14 yards to the 40-yard line and a first down.
Well, Axis has got 3 catches and 3 first downs. So Bowling Green picking off an elite player out of Tennessee. Got a guy there you want to look to on 3rd downs in the regular season too, I think.
He's certainly making a name for himself early, and a little angle route by Porter out of the backfield. Good job catching that one in traffic. Good for 6 yards.
You know, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but haven't we heard his name enough already?
Too much.
It's an all-star game. It's an all-star game.
Yeah, let's get Duke Peterson in there, the Clemson commit, because we're tired of saying Porter's name already, and it's just an all-star game. And Dobbins running through tackles, picking up the first down for South.
Well, you got Storm Odie out there too. You got a couple of guys out there that could share the spotlight with Porter, but much like his namesake did on the Wisconsin defensive line, he's hogging all the headlines himself.
Well, I'm selfishly going to say I don't want to talk about Storm Odie because he plays for Auburn, and that's Cole's team, and I don't want to give Cole too much credit for anything, bringing a running back like that into the Auburn program. But Dave Axis, another first down catch, his 4th catch, 4 first downs.
Who would have thought West Virginia and Auburn would become rivalries?
Well, you know what? I've got to get I got to steal something away from Cole. He keeps winning the other half of my trophy every year. Dobbins looking for a receiver on first down, finds Dave Axis again, and this time not enough for a first down. Only gets one. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Speaking of which, all of the trophies got sent or got ordered today, and they should be arriving in the next 7 to 10 days. So congrats to all of our award winners from last season. A little late getting those out, but better late than never.
Well, they're greatly appreciated, and everyone who won one, they were well earned. And the big play there by the North defense to bring down Dobbins in the backfield.
Well, if you're looking at Dion Bordeaux and you're saying, man, that defensive end looks like a defensive tackle, well, it's because he is. He signed as a defensive tackle with Kentucky, but because there were so many defensive tackles, so few defensive ends in recruiting, he's playing defensive end, and boy, it looks like he can do that well as well.
Out of Detroit, Michigan, and as you said, heading to Lexington to wear the Wildcat blue and white. And Dobbins looking for the end zone, finding a man, and Damian Jones going to be pulled down just short of the goal line. It'll be 1st and goal.
Will we see the red challenge flag? Actually, the booth can initiate that one. Not this booth, the officials booth. His knee was down short. I couldn't see where the ball was, but looks like they're going to have a 1st and goal.
1st and goal from inside the 1. Can't get much closer without putting it in the end zone. And they're still going to spread it out. 4 receivers, speed option. Dobbins gives it to Porter, and Porter puts it in the end zone, and the South extends the lead.
As my man Smitty likes to say, too easy. That was too easy as they pitched it out to Porter, in for another scorer, and now about to be a 24-point lead here for the South. They're way past 24 points. The North is 2-0 when scoring 20-plus in this series. Well, they're 1 away, but even if they score 20, I don't know if I like their odds.
No, but if they're going to come back and win, one of these streaks is going to have, or one of these streaks may be broken. If North finds a way to come back and win, that would be the first time South loses after putting up 24. Or if North scores one more touchdown, it could be the first time that they lose putting up 20 or more. So something's got to give here tonight as North in the pistol, ball on about the 20-yard line. And down the seam and a good throw and catch, breaking a tackle. And now it's a foot race to the 30, to the 25, breaking another tackle. And Jamar Carr spun down at the 16, but a huge play for the North offense.
Well, when you're down and you got to get back into it, you want to find your best player. It's early on. We don't know a whole lot about these guys yet, but so far, early on, I'd say Jamar Carr looks like their best player. Comes with a big 60-plus yard game there. I think you got to start finding him a little bit more if you want to get back in this game.
Well, if he's not the best player, he is at the very least made the biggest plays here so far. Definitely stepping up and making sure that the Carr name continues to be in the forefront. And now Albert on a little designed quarterback draw, 5 yards on first down will set up as 2nd and 5.
So for those of you who are interested in the predictions, 69% took the South, who is looking like the safe bet here. Still 31% though, holding on the hope that North makes a comeback.
And would start here if they can punch another one in the end zone, but this one thrown away. Good coverage downfield, and Albert makes the right decision that time.
Well, big 3rd and 5 here, and you're so close to the end zone that the defense is compressed, going to make it tough.
Now 5 wide receivers set. Albert looking to throw. It will be completed to Martell, 3 yards, so 3 yards short. We've seen them go for it a couple of times. Will they do it again here?
Well, they're not in another situation where the freshman quarterback being a little too conservative, not attacking past the first down marker or going for the end zone, settles for a field goal. And at this point in the game, that's just a play that doesn't help you a whole lot.
And no, you need first downs, and you need to start piling them on top of each other. They did a good job getting downfield, aided by the Jamar Carr catch and run, but couldn't find the end zone. And that's, as you said, not what you need to do here. They've got to get first downs and put points on the board. And a good return there by Benny Trill.
Yeah, Benny Trill trying to make something happen. Looking at the last 5 drives from the South, they scored on the last 3 after having an interception and a punt. So they've got things figured out a little bit. They're rolling, as you would say. Can the North do something to slow them down?
Well, South in a 5-receiver set. Now they're going to bring a man in motion. That was Porter. And a little speed option off the orbit motion. And it's going to lose, too, is Freeman with the big play in the backfield.
Braden Freeman getting in there. Another defensive tackle who's lined up at defensive end. The Oregon, Ohio native. Never heard of that. But signed with Texas. Another guy that came from the north but went to the south. Texas with 3 guys out of the north in this recruiting class.
Texas can recruit all over the country, as they've proven there, catching a guy out of a place I've never heard of before. So someone check the map. Let's make sure that's real. And that, a good throw and catch. Destiny Buss with the tackle. It'll bring up a 3rd and short. 2-by-2 set. They're going to go to Porter on the little delayed handoff. A stiff arm gets him enough room to pick up the first down.
Well, his stats aren't overly impressive. 6 carries for 18 yards, but he's also got 6 or 7 catches. So he's showing that dual threat ability and comes up with the big first down.
And if they can get Porter rolling out of the backfield catching the ball as well, that will be big for Oklahoma. And now they're going to go to that orbit option, speed option look. And breaking tackles is Dobbins, and now it's a foot race, and I don't think anybody's going to catch him. He will score, and the South extends the lead one more time, an extra point away from 45-17.
He gone is, I think, the appropriate way to describe that one. Breaks out of 2 tackles, and then Dobbins, the Michigan QB, taking it to the house. And the South is rolling in this one.
Yeah, the North defense has had absolutely no answer, and it doesn't matter if Dobbins has tucked it and run or thrown it over the top. He's finding open receivers and now finding lanes to run. And as Carr says in chat, Michigan is going to be a problem, and very well could be. Carr having some big receptions for the North, and Dobbins leading the South offense almost to perfection tonight.
I'll be honest with you, after watching this game, at least the first 2.5 quarters of it, I'm a little interested to see that Dobbins-Carr connection at Michigan this season.
Yes, as long as I don't have to play them, I will be very interested in watching what they can do. BTP Ken, welcome. Another new follower. So 3 new followers here in this game. We appreciate that. And there's Carr again. A good job going up in traffic and holding on to that one.
Carr's got 6 catches for 165 yards, even though he's playing for the team that's losing right now. Boy, is he trying to make a name for himself and maybe a case for that player of the game.
Yeah, even on the losing side, a big game like that, it certainly shows your ability to make plays. And here comes the North again, trying to get something going. And Push Carryoff, I believe, as we were told in chat earlier, with his 2nd catch, and that one good for 5.
Push Carryoff?
I believe is how it was explained in chat. That's what I'm rolling with.
I still like Pushkarov better.
I hope I don't have to call his name very often, to be completely honest.
Well, here's the thing. I know
time.
it's not his real name, so I don't really. I'm not feeling too bad about saying it wrong right now. I'll be honest.
Well, I will take that approach and hope I don't just butcher it every single time. But right now, the North offense is being butchered by the South defense. It's 3rd down and 9, and 2-by-2 set, and going to try and set up the screen. And not enough blocking, although doing some work on his own is Knurr. He's still going to lose a yard, and it'll be 4th and 10.
Yeah, we don't see much of that at Oklahoma State, which is where Coach Blue Cush comes from. But going for a screen there on 3rd and 9, he might need to get with his team and reorganize his play calling sheet there, because that's not going to win a whole lot of games in this league.
No, it will not, and it will put you in a lot of positions like this. 4th and 10, punting the ball away to a team that's got all the momentum in this one. And South going to get it back, and this one's fumbled, and it's still loose. And, well, you don't see that very often. Usually the returner are able to fall on it quickly.
The North got it. Oh, no, they didn't.
No, South was able to get back on it, but it was close.
I thought that when the little graphic popped up, I thought we had a turnover there, but the South able to hold on to it.
And now going to go back to the 5-receiver set. Here comes Porter in motion back to the backfield, and now we go read option. Nowhere to go for Dobbins, but he's going to try and find something out of nothing. Broke 2 tackles before he's dropped by DJ Sutton in the backfield.
Well, I saw it, Silent Takedown saying a comeback still possible. We've definitely seen 28-point comebacks in this league. I think the record is 29 if memory serves me correctly. So the North isn't out of it yet, but they're going to need their defense to come up with some big plays.
And it'll start right here if they can come up with something. Instead of the quick slant over the middle and a lot of room to work, Dakota Ali 38 yards inside North territory.
I don't know what kind of defense they were in, but it definitely wasn't the defend the slant defense, as they were nowhere near him.
And it looked like cover 0, and once Ali got inside the defender, that's all she wrote, and that was Ike trying to chase him down, was able to, but a 38-yard gain down to the 41-yard line of North. And now 5 wide receivers set once again. Under a little bit of pressure, gets it off underneath, and that one is caught, and it'll be a gain of 6 for Dave Axis.
And we got 84 people in chat right now. Did we get near 100? I know it's kind of a blowout right now. Usually the first game gets us around 100, so I haven't been looking at that. I've been looking at my roster.
Yeah, the rosters are so big, I've been focused on those. I don't even know if I looked at the numbers earlier. Porter out of the backfield, 11 on that reception, 8 catches, 41 yards tonight for Porter.
Well, Porter might find himself at wide receiver before things all said and done. Showing to be much more explosive as a receiver than a running back so far.
They were able to get him in space in the passing game. Not a lot of room to run it so far, and Dave Axis finding a little bit of room in the secondary there. Good for 5 on that catch.
Well, he's went with a bunch of first downs early on. Now he's just picking up yards early on, trying to get him closer to first downs.
Destiny Bus up to her 7th tackle on that one, and now complete over the middle. Big hit there, but Delmas Williams 9 yards and then a first down again for the South.
Well, welcome to the CFSL, Delmas. As he takes a big hit there, you expect to see a couple of those a game, I would suspect, as we got some big hitters in this league.
The guys in the secondary love flying around and trying to take heads off, and we saw one there. This one's going to be complete. Axis, another 5-yard gain, and he's consistent right around that 5 to 10 yard mark, averaging 8 yards a catch. So now 2nd and 5 from about the 5, so 2nd and goal pretty much, and Destiny Bus got her hands on that one, nearly picked it off.
Got to hold on to that one. Another one playing outside linebacker. Can also play wide receiver, but not showing the hands there.
And probably going to play a lot of defense then if that's the way it's going to go. And Porter trying to get it up the middle, and Willie powers his way into the end zone over top of 3 North defenders, and South has got the 50 burger.
Well, you know, he might have heard me talking about how unimpressed I was with his running ability, and he decided to say, hey, give me the ball. I'm just going to plow it through the line here and get a touchdown. He does 52 points for the South. We're not even in the 4th quarter yet.
Now, we saw Navy get beat up just about this badly last night, and South doing the same thing to North here, 52 points. This one has kind of gotten out of hand. North's going to have to figure something out offensively. And a special teams return would have helped as Tyson Steele tried to weave his way through traffic but got caught up at the 25-yard line.
Well, I joked last night, was the Navy loss going to be a sign of things to come for Texas, as Horns is now back as the AD of Texas. Didn't look good for his Navy team last night. Defending champions Oklahoma State not looking good with their coach Blue Cush headlining this one. However, I will say that it is a little tough in these all-star games. You don't know what the other team's going to throw at you, so a lot of it's kind of just a surprise and adapting as you go.
And we'll see if North can adapt a little bit here and get something going. Not on this play, as Albert thrown to the turf by Max Prime. First time we've called that name tonight, and it's a big sack.
Yeah, I would have expected to hear Max Prime a little bit more so far, but comes up with the tackle there as the Georgia commit playing defensive end. Kind of looks like a linebacker out there.
And trying to utilize that quick get off there on the line of scrimmage to get back to the quarterback. Did there. And a good throw and catch here. Ken Dixon, 13 yards. And that will be how the 3rd quarter comes to a close. Throw the 4s up in chat. We'll see if North can make this any closer. It's 52-17. You're watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports right here on Twitch. back to Kansas City as North looking to get a drive going. 5 wide receivers here on this big play, trying to get something going. Underneath and complete, first down, yardage across the 40. It's Kinnear, 10 yards on that catch, and it moves the chains.
Well, the start of the fourth quarter, lots of time left. 35 points. Avery Ware, the quarterback, with 7 tackles and a pick 6.
And making a play for defensive player of the game for sure. And Albert tried to squeeze that one into some traffic. A big hit knocked that one loose. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Albert is just not as refined as Dobbins is on the other side, making questionable decisions, throwing in the coverage, not throwing towards the marker often enough. Still got some things to work on, but he's got some time before his first game. Hopefully he'll be able to straighten it out.
Yeah, he'll get a couple extra weeks of practice as the MAC doesn't start until week 3, as we've said it a couple of times. And Candace Navarro, they're running over Jessica Stevens. Good for 8, though. It'll be set up a short 3rd and 2.
Well, they got to convert here, obviously. You're down 35 with in the fourth quarter. You don't have a whole lot of time left. They're going to come out empty backfield. I don't like giving away your hand, but we'll see what he does.
And great coverage downfield. There was just nowhere to go with that ball. Incomplete. And they will go for it here at midfield.
I don't mind them going for it, even though you're down 35, but I don't like how often he's throwing in traffic.
And now he's going to try and take off, and there's absolutely no room. Albert runs right into the defense there, and a big play by Dukes to end this drive.
And I saw somebody say that the South has a talent advantage. Certainly looks like it in this one. I mean, if you're looking at the two lined up next to each other, a couple more elites on the South, but you know, it was close enough that you would have thought that this game wasn't going to turn out this way. But again, in games like this, you don't know what the other team's going to come out and do. You've got freshmen out everywhere. You know, it's hard to win these games, and you got to give credit to Nittany Pete and I'm sure the Texas coaching staff for really dialing in this one.
Yeah, you can look at these rosters, and it's not a roster that's stacked for the South. North, certainly plenty of talent on their side of things as well. Just hasn't come together, and that is a Dakota Ali touchdown. So finding the end zone from 32 yards out, and Dobbins, his 2nd passing touchdown tonight.
Well, we haven't talked about it, although we've been watching it for 3 quarters. The lefty, Dobbins, winding up and throwing it to the near sideline and getting yet another touchdown. Now the South going after 60, which I believe would be a record in this game.
Now trying to get to that 60 mark, and I'm gonna be honest, Mike. I don't even think I noticed Dobbins was left-handed. I guess I just don't know my left from my right.
Well, actually, already in this one, this is the highest scoring Newcomer score. 59 is a record in these games. That's the most ever scored in one of these. The previous high, the very first one when we had Army versus Navy Newcomers. Navy scored 41 in the first one, and that was in double overtime. The South just trashing the record books right now.
59, and we've got 7:50 to go in this ball game. As Steele there with a really good return to set North up in some good field position. And there you see Jamar Carr, 6 catches, plenty of yards to go with it, and the big play early for the touchdown. Going to need a couple more of those, even though I don't think they're going to make their way all the way back in this one. Hit as he lets it go, and Albert again just holding on to that one too long.
Well, and also, if you want to talk about all-star games as a whole, Army last night set the record for most points scored in an all-star game with 54, and now South has broken that. So this is officially the most points ever scored in an all-star game in the CFSL.
So congratulations to Nittany Pete and the South squad, as their offense has just put it on North, and their defense has scored as well. So it's just been an all-around performance. And here, Navarro with a big play in the backfield on that screenplay.
Well, again, playing pretty conservative here. We got a 3rd and 13. You're going with halfback screens. I don't like it. You're only 3 of 13 on 3rd downs. Again, you got a lot of guys that you haven't meshed with, and you don't know what your defense is going to do. But honestly, a lot of it's going to come on McCade Albert to turn it around. But they go to halfback screen here, and Toby Kinnear comes up with a nice play.
Well, I mean, we talk about it every once in a while. That screen works to perfection. A right call at the right time this time, and the South Cotton man defense, nobody watching the back out of the backfield, and a big play, a big first down. And you mentioned they haven't converted a lot of third downs, and a lot of it because they've been in those third and long situations.
Did somebody ask what the overall highest scoring game in CFSL history? Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's highest scoring is different. Highest scoring game is different than the highest scoring team. Florida against Toledo, GSP is right. I believe that was 105-16. They beat Toledo a few seasons ago. That's the single most for one team. I'd have to go back and look at the total. I know there was a triple overtime game that was 74-72 in season 1 of all things. I don't know if we've passed that or not.
That's a pretty impressive score. One of my favorite games to watch was the Miami-Florida triple overtime game a few seasons ago, but I don't think that one got into the 70s. But that one was fun to watch, and now North trying to find some points of their own, but losing yards on that screenplay.
Well, we've played over 1,000 games in the CFSL, so I could task Frosty with trying to go through all those games and see if anybody ever beat that game from season 1. But maybe somebody else will remember. They're talking about that Florida-Miami game. I don't remember, but 74-72. I 100% remember that score from season 1. I don't know if we've beaten that.
I mean, that's a pretty impressive score, no matter how many overtimes it took. But Albert hitting a receiver there, getting a big play, 1st and goal coming up. Rocco Britt with another tackle as well.
Well, the North's doing a good job of moving the ball here, trying to cut into this lead. You know, you want to give some of these guys some momentum. Even though you're not a team that's going to stay together, you want to take these guys, you want to send them back to their teams with some momentum. You don't want them hanging their heads after a 40-point loss.
And running the ball here, Knurr 3 yards on that carry. It'll be 2nd and goal, sitting about the 5-yard line.
Well, Bays just looked up that 72-66 Miami-Florida game. So I think that season 1 game might still be the highest scoring game ever. 146 points.
And Martell, another catch here. This one good for only 1. And yeah, I remember the Miami and Florida game, but I was not around back in season 1 for that other one. So
Well, it's on YouTube if you want to look for it. You just go to YouTube, PX1 Sports on YouTube. It's up there along with a highlight of that game because early on, when you only had 8 teams, it was a lot easier to do highlights as one guy. But that was also a tremendous game. Blake Moon, a lot of people don't know of him, but that's what made him a star early on in this league.
Well, Toby Knurr trying to become a star here. Puts the one in the end zone. The North will crack that 20-point mark, although we're going to see that streak of theirs end. They'll have 24 after this extra point. They pass the 20-point mark, will not win this ball game, though, for the first time in the series when crossing that mark.
That's true. They got over 20, and they were 2-0 when they scored 20-plus before. But they're going to drop the 2-1, and the South is going to be 3-0, it looks like, when scoring at least 24.
And they go for the onside kick. Not going to get it. That play works about once every 200 or 300 onside kicks, I believe, in this league. And now we're just seeing the South highlights, and there's been a lot of them on offense and defense.
So I think we have somewhere between 150 and 180 games a season, and I think we maybe see 2 or 3 onsides. So about a 2% chance, I would say, of recovering an onside kick.
So it's a little higher than what it is in the NFL, I guess. I think they're somewhere around 1%.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, that's with new rules, though, too, so that makes it harder.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 2% is just like let's just line them up on 4th and 15 and let them go for it.
Agreed. We should put some rule changes in and get that put into the NFL. I'm sure the commissioner would love that.
Well, we've talked about it. I don't... but it doesn't seem to be getting enough traction. But again, a lot of it's going for injuries and whatnot. And I don't know what the injury history is on onside kicks, but I don't know. I just don't know if a play in your game that has a less than 2% conversion rate is just something you want to trot out there at all.
No, it used to be an exciting play. It's not so much anymore. And this one thrown away is Dobbins just kind of tossing that one over top of everybody, not trying to force anything in there at this point.
Well, Dobbins is continuing to try to run up the score as he's trying to make a name for himself and for his Michigan team that he'll be going to as Porter comes up with another catch. And again, having a nice night. Receiving passes, 10 catches.
10 catches, 61 yards. Can't get to the marker there. So South is going to settle for another field goal, and I don't think they really care. This will put them over that 60-point mark. So whatever the new food group is for 60, I believe it's still steak, but it kind of changes on me every once in a while.
I think it's technically a steak. I think people try to change it, but I don't know if you can change the initial. Rapid Raccoon is as happy as he was hoping for a 69-point effort out of the South, and they're still online for that.
Well, they've still got a shot. 4:24 to go. They can, if they can get the ball back. Well, see, Dobbins says 60 burger, but I thought it was 50 burger. So I would agree. I think 60 steak was what I originally heard at some point. Although I had never heard that until coming into this league, so I don't know if that was something that you guys started.
We did. We created it. I think it was like maybe season 2 or 3. It was the 50 burger, and then somebody scored 60, and then like, oh, we got to name this, and then it was a steak, and it's kind of taken over. Norman Bates asked, is the onside success something we can adjust with a slider? Not that I'm aware of. We've tried getting punting to be better, and we've tried just about everything. We can't do it. I'm not saying there's not a chance that onsides could be made better. I don't know, and it's not something that I think is worth spending the effort to try to figure out, honestly.
Now, I don't know that there's enough of them, and again, it's still sitting around real life numbers, so I don't see why we would need to try and make that change or work too hard to make that change. I'm sure the punters in the league would like a way to make their efforts a little bit better, as they tend to kick the ball into the end zone way too often. And there's a catch and a run trying to break free was Josiah Henry, but didn't get much out of that.
I see Memphis Killjoy saying when they scored 60 points and he doesn't have a touch. I don't see a regular Killjoy, Duke Peterson. No, I haven't seen Peterson or Odie in this game. It's been all Porter.
It has been all Porter. It's the only back that we've seen on the field for South, and Kinnear has been the mainstay for the North. Josiah Henry's been on the field a couple of times, but that's been it.
Yeah, that's one of the tough things about trying to get a rotation at running back in this league is definitely hard. Although certain playbooks with more time, we've seen teams that can get 7-8 carries out of the backups, but with limited time, trying to work with a group of guys you never played with before, I'm sure it's hard.
Yeah, and again, as one of these all-star coaches, you're just trying to balance things out usually as much as you can. And there's another turnover, and they're going to rule him down. He does eventually fall, but North again turning the football over, and South just continuing to dominate this game.
Well, we're glad you're hooked, Norman. I think a lot of guys are, honestly, thinking back to season 1. We actually had 10 teams. Funny story. I was just looking at it because if you look at the logo, there's 10 stars, and the 10 stars were for the 10 teams we started, but we folded 2 teams of recruiting in season 1. So Michigan and USC were actually supposed to be here season 1. We folded them in recruiting because their ADs bailed on us. So if anybody ever wondered why there was 10 stars in the CFSL logo, that's why.
Yeah, a little history lesson tonight along with the All-Star game, so greatly appreciated there. I joined back in season 12, so I got to go back and do some of the research on the earlier seasons myself, as Ike Porter continuing to run the football hard, and now might be a good chance to get Odie or Peterson in if we could.
Well, history is definitely something I want to make an effort on. We're already putting together some of the histories of the All-Star games, and people have talked about articles talking about history. There are some on the website. There's some feature stories out there about Blake Moon and Ray Tatum and some of the other players. There's been some stuff out there, but that's definitely something we want to work on if we can, and provide more history for the people that have found us over the last 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah, this is a great league to get involved in if you guys are just joining us or if this is your first season. Enjoy the ride. You're definitely going to be in it. And Logan pointing out we started about the same time. Yeah, I think season 12 was my first season. I started as a Miami Hurricane and then wound up at West Virginia for a season. But yeah, enjoy the ride as this one winds down. Peterson, there you go. There's Duke Peterson's first carry of the night.
Well, there he goes. He shows up and he gets a carry, so all is not lost. What a performance, and a lot of big players, big name players coming on the South team, showing out in this game, and it's going to be fun to watch their careers unfold.
And the North had some big plays as well, just not nearly as many. Jamar Carr had an outstanding night. Just too much power from the South as they run away with this one. 62-17 is your final score. And with that, I would like to say thank you to our associate producer, Austin Crow, and our executive producer and my broadcast partner for tonight's ball game, Mike Peters. And on behalf of our entire broadcast crew, I'm Nate Murphy. You've been watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports right here on Twitch. That'll wrap it up here. The North and South certainly impressed us tonight, but join us again at 9 p.m. Central, where the East and West Newcomer squads get their turn at things and try and steal the spotlight away. We'll see you soon, everybody.